The Hartford St. Patrick's Day Parade steps off tomorrow. Of course, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of fun, a lot of green, and a lot of drinks. It is a great day to celebrate, but that can mean it's a dangerous day on the road. So to talk more about driver safety now and every day, Josh Morgan from the Connecticut Department of Transportation with some important reminders. We were joking, usually we see him on Zoom only when there's 8 inches of snow. It's great to actually meet you in person on a clear day, Josh.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Glad to have you here. How worried are you, the DOT and all the state police about St. Patrick's Day, just that whole weekend? Of course, it's parade weekend, but then the actual holiday is next Friday, so it could be 2 weekends of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Where the holiday falls on a Friday this year, the parade this weekend, there's a drunk driving problem in Connecticut. More than 40% of fatalities involve alcohol on our roadways, which is way higher than the national average.
Is it?
So we want people to go out, we want people to celebrate, we want them to have fun, we want them to do so safely.
I feel like I've heard that before. Have we ever gotten to the bottom of why? Do we even know? I mean, it might be hard to figure out.
It's hard to figure out, but people are out there playing a game of chance. They say, okay, I'm a little buzzed, or I had just a couple. It's okay. I'll drive. I'll take my chances. I'll be okay. Most people are okay. That's the honest truth. But for the 120 people who were killed in alcohol-related crashes in 2020, they weren't okay. So we need people to go out. We need people to celebrate responsibly, plan a safe and sober ride home.
And one other thing, this leading into distracted driving, I've always wondered if people who are driving with a little bit of a buzz who shouldn't, but probably could operate safely, wind up being more prone to making other mistakes, like looking at their phone more often than they shouldn't, which of course you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I mean, more than 5,000 crashes are related to distracted driving every year in Connecticut. So that's, it's not even people just looking down, checking an email, sending a text message.
Yeah.
People are streaming YouTube. People are watching movies. They think just because they have it in a dock on their windshield that they're going to be safe. They're hands-free.
Right.
That, any time that you're taking your eyes off the road, even for a split second, can mean the matter of life and death.
And that's the hard thing to sort of get the feel of, is that it's really a small mistake, but the consequences could be so outsized because we've all done it before. It feels like it shouldn't lead to the death of somebody, but how many? You said 5,000 crashes?
5,000 crashes. Thankfully, not all of those are fatal, but all it takes is just one split second to take your eyes off the road, to look at your phone, look at something else, and that could hurt yourself and hurt somebody else.
Now, we've been reporting all morning now 3 pedestrians hit by cars this week. It seems like something we've seen a lot more of, and this weekend seems to be an especial concern.
Yeah, there was almost 80 pedestrians killed last year on Connecticut roadways. This weekend, we remind people, we're springing forward. We're losing that hour of sleep, but that means mornings can be a little bit darker. Those evenings will be a little bit lighter. Watch out for pedestrians. Watch out for people who are going to be out enjoying themselves as we get into the spring and summer weather. Yeah,
and you brought up a good point that I hadn't really thought of. I usually just think of it in terms of, it's dark earlier when people are making the commute, but when it's lighter later, more people are out and about, usually walking around then. It's a double-edged problem. Yeah. Not double-edged, but double-ended problem, I guess we could say.
And people are losing that hour of sleep, so this coming up week, just, plan a little extra time, stay alert behind the wheel. We know people will be a little bit groggy trying to catch up on that hour of sleep. We want people to be safe out there.
Yes, please do. Last thing I want to ask you about seatbelt safety, especially in the rear seat. There's a big push for that going on, too.
Yeah, we're actually launching a rear seatbelt campaign with NHTSA, the National Highway Safety Traffic Administration. A lot of data shows that while people are buckling up in the front seat, they're maybe not doing as often in the rear seat. And that goes for, anytime someone gets in the vehicle, buckle up no matter where you're sitting. Even when you're using those rideshare services, you get in the back seat, make sure you're buckling up.
Yeah, right. You don't know how good that driver is. That's a very good point, too. Josh, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Appreciate it.
I have a feeling we're going to be talking to you a lot Monday night into Tuesday, don't you? Hey, man, good seeing you.
Appreciate it.
Good.